Hello my dear friends, today we are starting new block of lectures, new block of video lessons about prognostics, about prognosis, how to make your own prognosis for the day, for the month, for the whole year, how to learn to make your own personal prognosis. So all the general prognosis which are in magazines, newspaper, whatever, horoscope is supposed to have this month of the year, something like this. This is such bullshit, you know this, yeah? Because natal chart, every natal chart is unique, is your individual contract that you are signing with universe, so to say. And if you are not respecting your own energies of your natal chart, nothing good can happen with your life, to be honest. So you have to know first of all who you are, what are the energies which are making who you are, your personality, yeah? And everything on natal chart is on my site already, yeah? Is on my channel on YouTube. So every planetary position, sign, house, how we characterize this and that, and what are the aspects between planets, how we are interpreting this, rulers of every house, what positions they are, everything, all the lectures on my YouTube channel. Please make your own natal chart and find interpretation of every planetary position in your natal chart. And then we are starting new block of lectures where I will teach you how to make prognosis on every day, every week, every month, every year of your life. So then you will know how to make the right decisions, how not to lose the opportunity, waste the opportunity when the doors are open to act, to make big, very valuable changes in your life, yeah? And how to avoid particular angles where we can be pushed in wrong directions. So I will teach you how to make a tailor of your own life, how to make architecture of your own life. It's all about knowing your natal chart first of all, and secondly, knowing the cycles of the planets and the characteristic of the transits they are making towards your natal chart. What is natal chart? It's a snapshot of the sky at the moment of your birth from the place where you were born. So natal chart, every natal chart is unique, yeah? Even if we are talking about twins, they are born, for example, with the interval of 10 minutes between each other. Still, the houses of horoscope might be already different in their natal chart. So, because they're changing every second, I would say, not second, but you know what I mean. So, that's why we are talking, why they are so different. They are twins. They are born from the same mom, from the same DNA, at the same place of birth, at the same date, at almost the same time, if even it's just 10 minutes difference between them. But because the houses of horoscope might change already, yeah? So ascendant might be, I don't know, for example, Gemini, or it comes already ascendant to Cancer. It will be absolutely different personality. You do understand this, right? So, it's a snapshot of the sky, your natal chart. It's as though a nuclear blast happened at the moment and imprinted the heavens on you. That's the person who you are inside. But what happened next? Next, planets continued to move, yeah? And some of them are moving fast, some of them move slow. It depends on characteristic of the planet, on the astronomical position. We will talk in prognostic about cycles of every planet. For example, Sun, as you know, goes all around 12 signs of Zodiac, the whole circle of this within 365 days, that's our year, yeah? And every time your sun will come into your natal position, so this is your birthday, yes? When sun is going all around 12 signs of zodiac and coming into the exact point where you are born, yeah? Moon is the fastest one. It's only 28 days and it already goes all around 12 signs of zodiac, the whole circle, yeah? Mercury is a little bit slower. It's 88 days for Mercury to make the whole cycle, the whole wheel, the whole circle of 12 zodiac sign. Venus is a little bit slower. It's about a year, just a little bit less than a year that Venus is making the whole circle of 12 zodiac sign. Mars will need 2.5 years in order to make this circle. Jupiter, if we are talking about cycle, it's 12 years. So we are talking about 12 years cycle of Jupiter. We will talk about every planet very, very in details a little bit further on. Today is a general lecture how we are going to make our horoscope for the day, for the month, and for the year. But before, I will just point the most important thing that we have to consider before we are making the prognosis for the day, month, year. So, returning to the cycles of the planets. Jupiter, 12 years. 12 years to make all the cycle of 12 signs of zodiac. Saturn will take 29.5, almost 30 years to make the whole cycle. So in every sign, he will be a little bit, approximately like 2.5 years in every sign. Uranus will make the whole circle within 84 years. So we will talk about this a little bit in details a little bit later. Now it's just general information what we have to consider, yeah, before we are making, for example, yearly prognosis. Neptune is going for the whole circle within 165 years. This is very, very slow planet. And not every human being will experience returning this to natal position. Of course, we will be lucky if we experience at least a position, yeah, of transiting Neptune and natal Neptune. And Pluto, the slowest one, yeah. Pluto will make the whole circle within 250 years approximately. What are the transits of the planets? Transits are ongoing movement of the planet. At some point, they are making conjunctions or squares or sextile or trine. So angles to the most important points of your natal chart, which are planets, which are cuspids of the houses, especially angle houses, especially ascendant, descendant. So it's first house and the seventh house of horoscope, and also we are talking about cuspid, the beginning of fourth house of horoscope and 10th house of horoscope. These are the most important areas of every person's life, so to say, yeah. So ongoing movement of the planets, and planets, while they are moving all around the circle of all 12 signs of zodiac, they are making angles, aspects, yeah, towards your natal points, planets or houses of horoscope. So you do remember what are the aspects. It can be 60 degrees sextile, it can be 90 degrees angle, it's a square. It can be 120 degrees. We are talking about trine. It can be 180 degrees. We are talking about opposition. It can be 150 degrees. It quickens. It's very close to opposition, the energy of the aspect. So I will teach you how to interpret relationship between transiting planet towards your natal planets and very important points of your natal chart, the beginning of the houses. As I said, some of the planets are quite quick. We call them inner planets, yeah. They are, as I said, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, they're relatively quick planets, yeah, and their transits are not making too much of impact sometimes, but outer planet, which we are talking about, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, they're so slow, so their transits, when they're making special angles towards your natal chart, they are there for long period of time, yeah. It's not just months, it could be years, yeah, in case of Pluto, for example. When it's in conjunction with your natal moon, it will be for 2 years minimum. You will be experiencing this influence of this transit. So what I'm saying, we will talk about this in details when we start working with characteristic of every planet in prognostics. Now it's just general information because I want you to teach how to make your personal prognosis for the day, for the month, and for the year. Also, every circle, every planet circle, we can kind of like it's like a moon circle, for example, yeah. You always know 1/4 of the cycle, it's like halfway to the full moon, yeah. When moon is going in a position to the sun, it's full moon, it's 180 degrees between sun and moon. Then one more quarter of the cycle, we are talking about already not growing moon, but when it's coming to the, and then waning and waxing moon, yeah. That's what I'm saying. So this kind of consideration can be applied to every planet. So every planet has this kind of description of the cycle. For example, if you're using Saturn, for example, yeah, the whole circle, it's made within 29.5 years. So within almost 30 years, Saturn will be going through all 12 signs of Zodiac. And in 29.5, it will come to the natal position, yeah, where it's in your natal chart, yeah. So basically, half point, yeah, half of this way, it will be 14.5 years. That's why 1/4 of the cycle will be around 7.5 years. That's why the ages of 7, 14th, 22nd, and 29-year-old, yeah, all these years of life, it will be very important. It's where the major changes supposed to be made in your life, and depending on characteristic of the planets, yeah, what the lesson Saturn wants everybody to learn is how to get mature, how to not be afraid of responsibilities, how to plan seriously, how to fulfill your promises, how to be serious and mature about your life. So the age of 7, 14 years, then 22 years, then 29 will be the most important in the cycle of Saturn. Then new cycle is beginning, and that's with all the other planets, basically, yeah? But the most serious changes in your life supposed to be made when major planets, very slow planets like Pluto, Neptune, Uranus are making very important angles towards your natal planets, like for example Sun or Moon, yeah? When they are making these major aspects like square or opposition, so you will feel this like huge changes coming in your life. But how we will use this huge potential of energies, it's in our own hands. I want to mention about one more thing, retrograde period, because this will be important while we are talking about your own prognosis for day, month, year. All planets, not only Sun and Moon, these are two exceptions. All the other planets will go into retrograde period, retrograde motion from time to time. It looks like they are moving backwards, so to say, when we look from the Earth, but it's just illusionary effect, yeah? So in reality, it's not happening like this. I mean, astronomically revising this problem. But in astrology, retrograde periods are quite serious, depending on what is the planet going into retrograde motion. In retro motion, we consider retro period as a poor time to initiate matters related to the planets, all depending on what planet is covering. For example, Mercury is covering communication, commuting, learning, exchanging information, understanding each other. So all these things might be a little bit confusing, committing with delays, understanding not clear enough. It will be delays everywhere. I mean, people will understand you differently. People are fixing, for example, arranging the meeting for this time of the day at this place, and everybody understanding this differently, and people are not coming for the meeting at the exact time, at the exact so it's depending on characteristic of the planet, what area it's covering. So in the retro period, just be prepared that things on these matters will be a little bit different. But everything which we do with the prefix RE, like R, will be really good, like renovating, revising, revisiting, reviewing, etc., etc. So do something that you have done before, so you are just coming back to what was unfinished. For example, Mercury is in retro motion 3 times minimum a year, about 3 weeks, yeah? So 3 times during the year, and every time it's around 3 weeks. Mercury rules communication, technology, transportation, and as I said, learning and our relationship with neighbors and the siblings. And when it's a retro period, it's better to catch up with old friends, for example, yeah, or visiting places that you have been before, or reviewing some contracts, some documents, or to do something that was dropped without finishing. For example, you were learning something and lost some interest. It's very good time to restart the learning. But if you want traveling to new places, or you have a tight schedule, it's better not to do something important on a retro Mercury, or it's better avoid purchasing all the technologies, gadgets or cars, because Mercury is covering cars, transport, and phones, computers, all these gadgets. When Venus is retro, it's about 43 days, and it's happening every 18 months, so every 1 year and a half. Venus is covering our likes, dislikes, our relationships, our relationship with money, purchases, our luxury things or whatsoever, yeah. We love this or not, how we are saving money, how we are spending money, all these things. So when Venus is in retro, it's a good time actually for recovering money owed to you. So if someone owed money to you, yeah, just go and get your money back. But it's a good idea to avoid getting married, because Venus is not giving you all the information about your object of love. So when Venus in direct motion again, you may change your mind about your spouse. So it's better not to get married for the period when Venus is retro. Also, Venus is all about what we like, what it's like. So it's not advisable to change your look drastically within retro Venus. Don't make plastic operation. If it's just coloring your hair, it's good, it's okay, because you can change your mind and you can just change the color. It's quite easy, but it's not easy to change your nose or your shape of your body or whatever. So no drastic changes in looks, because when Venus is direct, you may change your mind about this. Also, don't make big purchases as well, because when it's really something expensive and big, like buying a car or buying a house or buying an island or whatever, so you might change your mind when Venus is going in direct movement. Also, Mars is retrograde approximately 58 to 81 days every 2 years. Mars is our motivation, is our physical work, is our professional growth as well, together with Saturn. But when Mars is our physical doings, our motivation for doing things every day, is how we are approaching conflicts as well, how easy we are getting married, our sexuality as well. When Mars is retro, in retrograde period, it's better not to start new business, not to work hard, so to say. It's better just to give yourself a rest, so to say, yeah. Don't start new businesses, don't start new work. It's okay to go to the work you have done before, you just returning to your old occupation, it's okay. Or wise old conflicts that were not solved in the satisfying way, you can revise these old conflicts, and this will give you one more chance to make it the way you want it, okay? Don't enter some competition or picking any fight, because you don't have all the information to make a right decision. So you might be angry, you might be very irritated, so it's better to give yourself a rest, okay? And it's not good time when Mars is retrograde for any surgery at all. So if it's the matter of urgency, that's okay. But if you can postpone this, if it's a planned operation, it's better to postpone this when Mars in direct movement, okay? When we are talking about outer planet, it's Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus. They are retrograde every half of the year, every year. When we are talking about Jupiter, when it's retro, it's great to go back to the learning you dropped one time, go back to school, or take a long delayed trip. You were dreaming about going somewhere and you were postponing this for a long time. That's a good time actually to fulfill this. Also, not to gamble, please, because Jupiter is actually luck in our horoscope. So with retro period, you don't estimate the things properly all around. So please don't gamble when Jupiter is in retrograde period. Also, don't launch a play or other performance, and don't begin a teaching career. Also, when you are spending money, please be careful, because Jupiter might push you into something bigger, to expand things really big, so you are not thinking clearly. So please avoid spending too much. Okay, half a year is quite a big period of time. You might want to launch a new business or whatsoever, but if Jupiter is in retrograde period, you might be tempted to spend more than you would rather spend to open this business. So please be careful, don't spend too much, okay? When Saturn is retrograde, it's not a good time for serious committing, okay? Because Saturn is disciplinary planet whatsoever, so discipline won't be at the good degree right now. So we will not take easy responsibility on our shoulders. We won't have enough of guts, enough of stamina to fulfill our obligations. So it's better not to start serious contracts or begin a new business when Saturn is retrograde. Avoid officially incorporating a business, but review existing things at your work, like structural problems or whatsoever. It's okay. So you can do something like revising, redoing, reviewing with the prefix "r". So this will be okay. When Uranus is retrograde, guys, Uranus is our urge for changes, yeah? So this might be like, I want changes, the tension is growing inside, but changes are not happening. And when Uranus is direct again, so what might happen? This energy is just like bursting like a fountain, like a big spring out. So people, while restricting themselves within half a year of retro Uranus to do any changes, then they make some really crazy changes when Uranus is direct. So please be careful to handle this energy wisely, yeah? When Neptune is retro, it's better to have some retreat breaks or whatsoever, to do some spiritual work, to do some charity work, to think about others, to help others in this or that way, to give time for some reflection of your past or whatsoever. So it's better to slow down process and give yourself a rest for spiritual work. Because when Neptune is direct, we don't see clear. yeah, it's all smooth or whatsoever. But when it's retro, this is the time where sometimes we see things clearly, really clearly, really deep things, spiritual things. So it's a good time to give time for initiative and intuitive and spiritual work. That's what I wanted to say. Or returning to the places meaningful for you, like places of power, which have some special religious meaning, for example. Yeah, when Pluto is retrograde, it's not good time to try to show your power ambitions for others. So it won't be easy to manage others to do what you want them to do. So it's better to cleanse yourself, to work on yourself, to work on your put very, very deep inside phobias, fears, or some OCD, for example, or whatsoever. Try to get rid of bad habits, of your phobias, to cleanse your spirit and your body of all unwanted things. Because it's best to make the transformation inside of you rather to make others do some changes or do some work for you whatsoever. Because when you are trying to dictate others to do this or that, this actually can backfire and you might go into very long conflict with other people. So please don't start this, okay? Don't rule others. Don't tell them what to do in their lives. It's better to heal yourself from bad habits, from all the things that you want to give up, yeah? Well, also I wanted to say that transits might work differently. It depends on what are the planets, because every planet has special role in every unique natal chart. It depends on in what house of horoscope this planet, yeah, or rule of which house this planet exactly is. Also, such things like gender or age or other life circumstances, country we live, circumstances and surroundings where we live, etc. Everything will, of course, play a role how this or that transit will work. I just want to teach you how read the energy of planet, the energy of transit angle, yeah, it's making on the planet, and put this all together. So all the knowledge about this planet, transiting planet, which is making angle to your natal planet, and considering the role of this planet in your natal chart and the role of the planet to which it makes this or that aspect, like 90 degrees, 120 degrees, etc., etc., and consider all this to make the prognosis for future. That's what I'm going to teach you here. So we have to understand the energy of the planet, energy of the aspect towards this or that natal planets, or the point of your natal chart. So it's cuspid of the house. It will be very important too. Well, now I am teaching you how to make your own prognosis. Let's start for prognosis of the day. What we're supposed to consider when we are making a prognosis for the day. First of all, we have to consider moon. Moon is the fastest planet, yeah? We have to know characteristic of phase of the moon, of sign, and aspect to other transiting planets. Transiting moon is the superstar of daily horoscope, yeah? Because it moves really fast. And in a little than 1 month, it runs for the whole circle of 12 houses, of 12 signs of Zodiac. Yeah, so it covers the entire Zodiac within 28 days. So moon reflects the mood, the tone and rhythm of daily life. Yeah, so please have a look at current lunar phase. Is it waxing moon? It's between new moon and full moon. It's like growing moon, so to say, yeah? Or is it waning moon? So it's from full moon till new moon. So first phase till full moon, we are making plans. We are starting new things. And when it is waning moon, when it's like beginning to lessen until nothing left, in order to make a rebirth of the moon, like new moon. So this other phase is for harvesting period, yeah, to see what your beginnings can bring to you, to see the results and to make some how to say, conclusions of what have been done to get the harvest, so to say. Also, sign of the moon. Every 2.5, for example, days, moon will be changing the sign, yeah? So, this will give you the sense of the day's mood. It's how people digest information around on daily basis, or just the mood, the atmosphere of the day, because every sign has special energy. Aries will be absolutely different from Taurus, for example. Aries, so active, so brave, so bold, whatsoever, never stop moving just to prove yourself that he is a soldier and he is very active. And Taurus is very slow, and before acting he thinks twice. He needs this time and quiet space in order to think wisely or whatsoever. So the energy of the day will be different depending of the sign where moon is, yeah. Also, we have to see the moon aspects for the other planets, towards your natal planets, but towards the transiting planets also. For example, if moon is joining Saturn, for example, we will consider this moon like a Capricorn moon. So, like being serious, mature, being more, how to say, thoughtful, what you say, how you plan your day, etc., etc. So no blah 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 and free communication or partying or whatsoever. Capricorn is about planning, work, fulfilling your obligations, about serious about your life, and mature about your life. So consider the sign, phase, and aspects of your moon, first of all, when you are planning your day ahead. Also, what we have to consider? We have to consider Sun's aspects to other transiting planets. Very important. And the aspects towards your natal chart, yeah? Because Sun is our vitality, our self-esteem, and just ability to enjoy life at all. So Sun, in what aspects? It's towards your natal planets or towards other transiting planets, very important as well. Also, for example, if your Sun with, I don't know, square, for example, from Pluto, or to transiting Pluto, yeah, what will be the mood of the day? Pluto is power, how we are making others to obey our will, so to say, yeah. So this day might happen that either someone from your surroundings will try to dictate you what to do in this day, or you will try to make others to do what you want. So basically this dictating mood will be within this day. But Sun is making 1 degree every day, so this aspect towards, for example, Pluto won't be for long. So we have to consider this, yeah? Also, while you are doing your daily horoscope, you have to pay attention to transiting planets changing signs, yeah? Because every sign will have different characteristics, and if planet is changing sign, of course the whole planet will change the costume, so to say, yeah, of this sign where it's emerging. Also, we have to see if this planet or that planet retro or direct movement. It's very important. I just have mentioned what is good and what is bad to start when this or that planet in retro movement. And also we have to look, of course, if this or that planet making exact aspects to other transiting planets. When you plan your month ahead, what is the most important thing? First of all, have a look where will be full moon, where will be new moon. Look at what sign and at what degree this full moon or new moon will happen this month. New moon, it's about new beginnings. Full moon is about what we have to reject from our life, what we have to abandon in order to go free till new moon. So basically, the most important thing, have a look this degree where full moon and new moon happen, at what sign and what degree. These special points, where exactly these points in your natal chart. Are these points near your natal planets, or what houses these points are in? Because the matter of this house, for example, 5th house of horoscope, it's about our creation, about our children, about our hobby, our romantic life as well, yeah, our enjoyment in life or whatsoever. So basically, if new moon is happening in my 5th house of horoscope, so something new will come into my life. It may be new romantic relationship, or I will find new people, start new hobby, for example, new interest which I will enjoy really much in my life, or something really important happen with my child, for example. So all these matters of 5th house of horoscope, I will consider that open door for changes where I have to be vigilant about, okay? Also, while we are planning our month ahead, let's have a look at the sun, yeah? Sun will change the sign 100% within 1 month. So basically, sun will be almost around 1 month in one sign of horoscope. So sometimes it's will go through one of your house of horoscope. It depends on how large your houses of horoscope are. You know that how big or small every house of your horoscope depends on when you are born and what geographical position, how far from equator you are born. So, of course, houses of horoscope can be different, large or small or whatsoever, but approximately. So, within 1 month, sun will change house of horoscope, that's for sure, and change sign, that's for sure. At 20th of every month, sun usually change the sign. So it's usually 20th, 21, 22nd of every month, sun will go into the next sign of horoscope. So please be aware, energy changing because when Sun is changing the sign or changing house of your horoscope, of course, energies are changing. So when you're planning your month ahead, consider not only full moon, new moon, and degrees, what houses of horoscope will have changes, yeah? New moon is for new beginnings, full moon is where will be coming something to an end. And consider the Sun, what energies, new energies are coming, because it will be new sign, and what affairs will be the most important for us, depending where Sun is going, which next house is going. Mercury changes signs every few weeks, so sometimes it's a little bit longer within one sign, because Mercury, as I said, can go retrograde, yeah? So within a given month, Mercury will usually change sign at least once. Exception is when Mercury is retrograde and spends a little bit longer in one sign. Mercury transits of sign brings fresh ideas, craving for variety, encourages us for particular style of communication in areas people are not thinking before saying. In Tauruses, for example, when Mercury in Taurus, people sometimes put into circumstances where they have to wait before saying things, so they have a little bit more time to consider what they're going to say, yeah? So they are more serious about what they're saying. Venus changes signs every month as well, yeah? Venus is responsible for our enjoyment and our pleasures in life, and also our financial and relationship needs. So when Venus in changing signs, our attitudes towards money changes, and our attitudes towards opposite sex is changing. So please be aware. Also, days when Venus changes sign or move into a new house are very, very important, especially when Venus is touching special houses of horoscope, like ascendant, descendant, of course, like first and seventh house of horoscope, fourth and 10th house of horoscope. So it's midheaven and the beginning of fourth house of horoscope. Also, if Venus is retrograde this or that month, please note that it's better not to make drastic decisions about your relationship or about investing, how you deal with money, or how you make commitments for a long-term relationship, because you might change mind when Venus is in direct position again. And when we are planning the whole year ahead, what are the most important things to plan? First of all, look when Sun is going back, is coming back to natal position. Sometimes it's not exactly the day of your birth. For example, you are born 16th of July, but Sun can come into the position of natal chart position, like special degrees of Cancer, for example. It might come like the day before exactly. So please note this, the exact day of Sun coming back to natal position. Also, when Sun is crossing the very important point, beginning of fourth house of horoscope, beginning of seventh house of horoscope, beginning of 10th house of horoscope, and when Sun is crossing ascendant. These are the points, these are the days of changes coming your way, yeah? When your personal charisma is extremely strong, and if you plan something meaningful, like presentation, for example, or some big events in your life, the most important thing to consider these energies, yeah? Also, find where year's eclipses. Minimum is 4 eclipses every year. Eclipses is when full moon or new moon is happening near lunar nodes, yeah? So please be aware when eclipses happening, at what degrees they're happening, at what houses they're happening, and what natal planets are nearby, okay? Because depending on where exactly in your natal chart these points of eclipses, changes will come 100%. Please use this energy to make these changes into constructive way. Also, note the dates when Mercury, Venus and Mars will be retrograde and plan accordingly, yeah? Also, note what house of horoscope and what sign of horoscope Jupiter and Saturn are within this year. Jupiter will be around 1 year at one sign and at one house, approximately, depending on the how long, how big is the house. And Saturn will be in every sign about 2.5 years. But it's important, the energy of the sign and house for Jupiter and Saturn, yeah? Jupiter is where expanding, growing, luck coming your way, and Saturn is where more responsibilities, more hard work, more restrictions are coming your way. Also, you have to look at the same where Neptune, Uranus and Pluto are positioned, in what sign, in what house of your natal chart within this year. And if they're making any aspects towards your natal planets or natal important point of your natal chart, like ascendant, descendant, beginning of 4th house or beginning of 10th house of horoscope. Note the dates of any conjunctions from Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, because these are crucial periods when Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto are making any angle towards your natal chart. It can be conjunction, it can be 180 degrees opposition, it can be square 90 degrees angle, or it can be 60 or 120 degrees. It's sextile or trine. Sextile and trine we consider like good aspects, like positive changes supposed to come, but depending on the characteristic of the planets and what role it has in your natal chart, these changes might not be so easy actually to go through in your life. Maybe a little bit later on we will see this as positive changes, but just be aware when these big, gigantic, slow planets are making aspects towards your natal chart or ascendant, descendant, 4th or 10th house of horoscope cuspid, then changes will come 100%, and in your power to put these changes in constructive, in positive way. So this is what I wanted to say to you today. Next lesson on prognostics will be already taking particularly one planet after another. We will consider every planet in aspects towards your natal chart and characteristic of transit of this planet in every house or every sign of transiting, of its ongoing movement in your natal chart. Stay with me. I am Astrology Marina Magra. I am teaching you how to be astrologist, how to make your own prognostics, how to make your own individual prognosis, and how to read these aspects of ongoing planets we are calling them transits of everyday moving planets towards your natal planets, towards your natal chart. That's the energies we have to read to make prognosis for our future. I'm Astrology Marina Magram, always at your service. If you need personal consultation on prognosis, on your natal chart, on synastry, how people are interacting between each other, how compatible they are in this or that relationship, please feel free to order personal consultation. For 1 hour, I'm answering all your questions and describing who you are or making prognosis for your future. If you don't have enough of patience to go through my lessons and to learn all this on your own. Thank you very much for watching me. Bye for now. Be good to others and to yourself, yeah? Have a good day. Bye-bye.